All right, thanks for having me today. It's Jim Grundy with Sisu Energy, LLC, and really since we've gone viral back in March, we've identified some opportunities here to express to the audience and to the folks out there about what we are, who we are, and really how to join our company, because that seems to be the most time-consuming piece that we're doing right now. So what I wanted to do is have be here today with all you folks and talk to you about what it takes to be a part of our company, because most of you are investors out there that are looking for opportunities to make your money move and grow. And that's what we're getting a lot right now. Folks buying trucks, they're putting on with our company, and we're managing them from top to bottom in a vertically integrated model.
In the year 2020, the world stops. We face a pandemic.
And things will get worse. We will significantly...
People have lost their lives.
We face a new struggle. And with so much at stake, many left to never return.
The pandemic has brought a global shortage of truck drivers.
But in 2021, some things are back. Our world needs new drivers to face the new demands of this world. And with so much at stake, it's time. Live for you. Drive for Sisu Energy. Join our pack today.
Right, so Sisu Energy, we're located in Fort Worth, Texas. For some of you that might not know, we're at 2400 Handley, Ederville Road, which is the far east side of Fort Worth. Our phone number is 817-717-1616. You can go to our website at www.sisuenergyllc.com. And I bring that website up because at some point, all of you are going to have to visit the website. You're going to have to be on the web page. Whether you have drivers that want to run in your tractors or you want to drive, you're going to need to go to our webpage, and you're going to need to apply as a driver first, and then we'll work on the trucking and the equipment and all that stuff second. But I guess we can go ahead and start with our presentation today.
Live for you. Drive for Sisu.
So how to become a sand hauler with Sisu Energy? First off, we have some basic requirements, and these are really set forth by the insurance company. Number one, you have to be 25 years old. That's the most basic requirement. Unfortunately, that's non-negotiable, right? So if you're under 25 and you have interest in doing this, don't get discouraged, but just know that there's a certain time frame at which we have to work within, some constraints. We have really strong insurance and very strong partnerships, but they like to limit their exposure, and we like to respect that. So 25 years old, 2 years of verifiable CDL experience. You got to have H2S PEC, which is Paul Edgar Charlie, PEC, and Safe Land certifications. You need a full face mask fit test. We get all those things, then we're going to run your MVR and your background check. That MVR and background is important. It's going to tell us everything about your work history. When you're applying at Sisu Energy, if you tell us you worked someplace on your resume or wherever, your MVR has got to match, right? So make sure you take your time on the application, and we see a lot of folks have to go back in their application to update it properly, but you're joining a company, and if you already hit those basic requirements, there's a great chance you're going to join our company and be very successful with us. So, from an investment standpoint, That's what you're looking for in drivers. If you are the driver, this is what we're looking for as the company, right? So think about that from the basic requirements, but we got to have those certifications. If you apply without a PEC, more times than not, we won't even call you back. Not because we don't want to call you back, we don't have time. Right now, time is critical, and it's one thing that we can't replicate more of. But we have, 400 to 500 applications a week. We're really looking for the top 10% every week to bring on. We're always keeping 100 to 150 drivers in our onboarding pool as we're growing, because we feel like that's a safe number that we can do. Anywhere from 20 to 40 drivers a week is what we're pushing out. And we're seeing the process take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. It just depends on you. So, think about your certifications, think about the driver quality and their background. All that stuff matters at this point in history right now, right? To get on with a company like Sisu, you've got to fit, that basic footprint of what we're looking for, right? So once you get that, now we're going to take a look at your work history in-house. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Jaja with Sisu Energy, LLC, out of Fort Worth, Texas. I've been driving a truck for about 20 plus years. I'm an owner-operator out here in the oil field. And for those of you who don't know, hauling frac sand in the wells for the fracking process. It's a pretty good job. Get to see a lot of the countryside, a lot of great people. Eventually, needless to say, you have your good days and bad days, but you know what? It's well worth it with the people that you work with. I've been with Sisu Energy for a little over 2 years now. They're great people. You're able to get a hold of someone when you need to. You can call Jim. Our dispatch team is great. They'll talk to you and they're real personable. Accounting, I gotta say safety, because they actually keep us in order. They remind you, hey, X, Y, Z, ABC needs to be done. So they're very supportive to communicate to you, and they keep plenty of work, keep us moving. Gotta make that money.
So now here we are. You've got your PEC, but you're new to the industry, okay? And that's okay. You don't have to have experience running frac sand. The basic requirements, remember, is 25 years old, clean driving record, 2 years verifiable CDL. You've got to get your own certifications. We do not offer them in-house. You've got to get those, and wherever you're at right now, locally, they probably offer those either online or somewhere in person. Once you have those and you're new to the industry and you want to be a part of the industry, what we're doing now, we're training folks that are from outside oil and gas and from the energy sector. We're training people by putting them with another driver, and it takes about 7 days. But if you want to make the income and that type of earning potential that we're seeing at Sisu, you have to be open to doing just that, is training with someone. But it's 7 days. You're in your truck, they're in their truck. You load when they load. We're putting you on one specific well, or maybe 1 or 2 wells, so we can also have folks there at the well to help you unload. But after 7 days of this, and your trainer says you're good to go, you're free and clear to go. And now you're going to be out there amongst the wild and going wherever you'd like to go within Sisu Energy. You're right, and that's I think it's a program that's really responsible, and it takes a big investment on our part, because we have folks from California and Oregon and New York City calling saying, hey, I want to make 14 to 15 to 16,000 gross a week, but they don't have a clue about what it takes and how skilled laborers our guys are at Sisu. They're incredibly hard workers. It's a different type of truck driving job, and I'd argue that it's not a truck driving job at all. It's an oil field job. We service the oil field. These guys just happen to operate a tractor along with the service that they do. So, but for the right person, we do an interview process to identify that person. We will train them. If you're new to the industry, there's no problem there. And that's where we're at. So, it's a program that you have to qualify to get into, but once you're in it, we're seeing some really good, successful stories come out on the backside of folks who have never driven in oil and gas. And I think when we brought a guy on, just an example, a guy from JB Hunt. He had 0 experience in the frac sand oil field. It took him 3 weeks to lease on from the time he get all of his certifications and his applications. Right now, he's averaging $14,500 a week, right? His name's Ron. I ain't gonna tell you his last name just for his own privacy, but Ron is doing $14,500 gross revenue a week, right? And it's really encouraging when you see those type of numbers and you get to talk to the driver about how this money is changing their life. And at the end of the day, it really comes down to the owner-operators and the fleet owners. And you guys, you guys are the vessel, right? We offer a platform, but it's going to take the first step from you. So you're going to have to make a commitment. This is what you want to do, and know that up front it's going to be relatively slow. You're going to have to be patient, but it's going to be slow, but it's for a reason. It's safety, it's insurances. We're a service and customers, and we're not going to put somebody out there in the field that's going to get someone hurt, right? So we take that stuff very seriously. We have safety field professionals all over Texas, in New Mexico, and one in Oklahoma, looking out for the safety at the well and for our contractors. So, just be patient, understand the process, believe in what we're doing, but we do train. If you're not from the industry, we do train, but the first step is you got to apply. You got to be willing to train for at least 7 days, and if your trainer says it takes longer, then it takes longer, right? If they don't think you're ready, they're not going to turn you loose. But with that type of on-the-job training, 7 days typically gets the job done.
Moving from one region or another, it doesn't take Sisu to go somewhere. It's never about the destination, the focus, coming together, believing the higher purpose. No matter which way you go, as a pack, expanding south. Apply now. Join our pack today.
So when we talk about these certifications, a lot of times it's really folks, they want more information, but they'll say, hey, what's H2S? When someone asks us what H2S is within the oil and gas industry, that immediately tells us you're not from our industry, right? And that's okay. We're patient with you. But H2S is hydrogen sulfide. It's a toxic, deadly chemical. It's odorless. You have to have monitors, and we don't really see, we're not really exposed to that. But really, it likes to kind of coagulate around oil pads offshore. But that's what that is. It's hydrogen sulfide, right? PEC, PEC is kind of a well site safety course. None of this is really hard. Safe land is the same thing, but those are required to join the company because you're not just operating dock to dock where you're loading at one distribution center and delivering to Best Buy. That's not what we're doing here, right? We're loading at a mine that is incredibly dangerous with lots of people walking around your truck and lots of major machinery, and we're delivering to a well pad that is incredibly dangerous. So all these certifications are serious. We're serious about them. You have to have them. Number one, most basic thing, you need 2 years of verifiable CDL experience, right? We have to be able to call the company and verify you have worked there in a safe manner. You have to be 25 years of age or older to work at Sisu. If you're 24 years and 11 months, they will not qualify you on the insurance side of the world. Unfortunately, that's not Sisu Energy's call, but that's also always changing. So if that does change, we'll announce that change here in the near future. Ideally, we want folks that you want to go to the top of the list. If you have tanker experience or tanker endorsements, remember we're hauling frac sand here, so we're using pneumatic tanks. Some of it is gravity dump, some of it's pneumatic, but you need to have a blower on your truck, and you have to have preferably tanker experience. If you don't, as we've already talked about today, we'll train you. We'll train you the right person with the right mindset and and the dedication to wanting to learn something different. But that's our rules, that's our way of doing things, and we have no problem training you on how to do that. But preferably, if you want to move up the list quickly, have tanker experience. If you have frac sand experience, we can have you on the road here in 10 days. So you need PEC, H2S, safe land, and respiratory full face mask fit test, right? Those are basic. Most companies require the exact same thing, so that shouldn't be a shock unless you're from outside our industry. And all this information can also be found on our webpage. So if you don't understand what I'm saying or you want to read more about it, go to our webpage, www.sisuenergyllc.com. and we talk about your drive history and where you come from matters, we're going to run an MVR and a background check. You can't have more than 2 speeding violations over 10 miles per hour, right? I'm sure there's a reason why, you know, drivers are getting duped occasionally, and we understand that. There's a story behind a lot of your tickets, but unfortunately, if it's on your record, there's nothing we can do about that. And last, no DWIs, DUIs, or positive drug tests in the last 7 years, right? If something is out there that pops up, we'll obviously call you and tell you that, hey, there's something on your record, whether it's true or not true. We'll give you a chance to remove that off your record or contest it. But if it remains, unfortunately, in the last 7 years, that is a means for termination and or, you know, we're not going to move forward with your application. So to sum up what we talked about today, we talked about how to lease on, the requirements, what we're doing, why we're doing it. In short, why is all this going on and why do we have videos about it? Because we're getting so much activity and folks calling us. And in short, all those people are right. They've identified Sisu Energy as a viable player within trucking, transportation, supply chain, and energy, right? So within the oil and gas space, you know, the call to arms is now. If you're worried about, well, you know, in the past, or I was with an ex company, guys, we're a different company. We're not we're not your former employer. We get it. We understand what you went through. We've heard the horror stories. But Sisu Energy is different. We're one of the very few companies, if not the only company, that has successfully mastered the art of making your business our business. You will find no more group of people more dedicated into making sure you maximize your asset, your time, your dollar, and we're very passionate about doing just that. Whether it's $17,000 a week, whether it's $10,000 a week, it's your business. It's just when you're ready to run, it's our job to maximize that asset and maximize your time, right? So right now is the time to do it. If you don't believe what we're doing, call us up. We'll show you a settlement, right? We don't typically post this stuff in public forums because why? We don't have nothing to prove to anybody. But we are telling you that it's real. It's been real. We've been doing this for a long time. We're going to continue moving forward with it. And then, as we've alluded to vaguely, there's some bigger opportunities that are even coming around the corner for all of our pneumatic haulers. That's going to provide hundreds of opportunities here in the very near future. So now's the time to get in. You know, dust your boots off, put on your hard hat. Let's get our applications in. Be patient, and we'll get you on the road here. Hopefully by the end of summer. If not, we'll get you into the fall. So SisuEnergyLLC.com. That's our webpage. Check us out. Visit us. Call us. Instagram, Facebook, whatever it takes to get a hold of us, do so. Find me on Facebook. My name is Jim Grundy. You can find me on Facebook. You can message me directly, right? It might take a couple days to reply, but I reply to every single person that messages us. So, you know, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to feel like you're bothering us or annoy us. Annoy us. We want you to annoy us. We want you to bother us. Keep trying. But just understand that if you don't hear from us immediately, we're busy. There's a lot going on with what we're doing right now. We're working as fast as we can, as safe as we can. But there's no better time to get back into oil and gas, and better yet, Sisu Energy than right now.